This league's all about opportunity, so no matter where you're at, if you get that opportunity, you're capable, I think you can take advantage of it in full effect.
But they have a piece now that they may be able to move in the future that will make them better instead of losing KD for absolutely nothing. But
the free agency frenzy continued as D'Angelo Russell was in a sign and trade to the Warriors. Yeah, but the real question is, what do they do with him? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. The Warriors don't stay down. When they lost in 2016, they got Kevin Durant. Now, when Kevin Durant was walking away from the Warriors in free agency, they somehow were able to reload and get D-Lo out of all of that. They're cheating! I literally think the Warriors are playing MyLeague in 2K. Now, there are reports of the Warriors looking to trade Russell for more solid role players, but the Warriors should keep D'Angelo Russell, so let's break all of this down. Drop a like for this free agency, and if you're not following me on Twitter, you're missing out on quick takes that I don't do on YouTube and updates. Can we get that to 2,000 followers real quick, cause I believe in you? And to the 14% that are subscribed, you lit. And to the 86% that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, be clutch like D-Lo with ice in his veins and please subscribe! D'Angelo Russell is an all-star point guard who just averaged 21.1 points and 7 assists in 30 minutes a game. And get this, he's only 23 years old. He was just signed and traded with a 4-year, $117 million contract, and he led the Nets to the playoffs. While he wasn't necessarily efficient, shooting 43.4% from the field and 37% from 3, he was absolutely electrifying, and at 6'5" can play both the 1 and the 2. The Warriors have dramatically changed without Kevin Durant and also now without Iguodala. So first, let's talk about how D'Angelo Russell fits in with the Warriors. There's a lot of talk about Curry and D'Angelo not being able to coexist because of redundancies. Both are star point guards and Russell has been ball dominant. But let's look at some of the problems the Warriors currently have. This is not the same 2015-2016 team that was without Durant. They have lost savvy veterans who were great at their roles. They lost Iguodala, who apart from Curry and Green was the only real ball handler with playmaking ability on that team. Curry was the only consistent shot creator without Kevin Durant and got bombarded in the finals without Klay. They threw everyone at him. Klay can score off the dribble, but he's not a guy who is really putting moves and getting past the defender. Russell is a crafty lefty that can create his shot at any time. He's great at weaving through defenders, getting to his spot. It's something the Warriors lack when Curry is not on the floor. Keep in mind that Klay Thompson will be out for most of the season and that they trade Andre Iguodala, and now you have a Warriors team that has no shot creators besides Curry. D'Lo's not super quick, but he has great spatial awareness, knowing where defensive and offensive players are positioned on the court. Like I said with Kawhi Leonard, D'Angelo also does things in slow motion, waiting for defenders' feet to open up, especially with that in-between the legs dribble, and then being in control of what he wants to do. He likes to do this crab dribble by keeping the defender on his back hip after a pick and roll, and then pulling up with the secondary defender dropping down. Go-to moves like these means that he opens up the floor for everyone else. Russell averaged 7 assists a game, not just making the open pass, but actually creating the opportunity for his teammates to be open by drawing defenses in and then kicking it out. But even if Russell doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's a really good catch and shoot player. On all catch and shoot threes, D'Lo shot 39.4%. This means he can be a floor spacer that can help draw some of the attention away from Curry and Klay when he returns. He's also a team guy. Look. Almost 50% of D'Angelo Russell's offensive possessions involve the pick and roll. Instead of having to rely on a Curry and Green pick and roll, you also get a Russell and Green pick and roll in which Russell can pick apart the defense and kick it to a Draymond Green who can make a play from inside the paint, or even if a double rushes at Russell, he can dump it off to Green who can make a play. I have explained why Green is great at pick and rolls in a previous video, and his decision making is key. D'Lo has also shown the the ability to draw multiple defenders at the top of the key and find open cutters or 3-point shooters. The Warriors also picked up Willie Cauley-Stein, who is a similar type player to Jared Allen as an athletic traditional center, and Russell is great with dropping passes to a roller. This pick and roll won't be as effective as Curry, since Curry has major gravity on the floor that draws defenders anywhere on the court, but it's a different look that can be used with Curry on the bench or with Curry running an off-ball action to which a D-Lo could find an open Curry. There's also the upside that D-Lo can get hot at any moment and become a guy who is just unstoppable. We have seen D-Lo light teams up no matter how many defenders are thrown at him, like this 27-point fourth quarter. We have also seen him be clutch and have ice in his veins. He averaged 3.1 points in the clutch last season off of 45% shooting from the field. For reference, Durant averaged 3.4 points off 41% shooting in the clutch last season, while Curry averaged 3.9 points off 47% shooting. So he was in between Curry and Durant. It's not the playoffs, but at least that gives an indicator of what Russell can do. While he hasn't shown much off-ball prowess, you could figure that he would be integrated in the Warriors offense. Players like Kevin Durant adjusted to the Warriors free flow offense. Durant was also a ball dominant heavy ISO player before he joined the Warriors, and Steve Kerr figured out how to accommodate him into the Warriors offense, so I think the same can be done for Russell. Keep in mind that Angelo was the main offensive weapon, so he had to do whatever he could to lead his team, and he did just that. With a guy like D'Lo, Stephen Curry will return to being the clear number one option, but that doesn't mean he is a stranger to sharing the ball. And with a guy like Stephen Curry, Russell can learn a lot of tactics and skills. I think the one thing we forget the most about D'Angelo Russell is that he's only 23. He seems older because he has always been in the spotlight since he was drafted as the number 2 pick by the Lakers, but he really hasn't even hit his peak yet. When I watch him play, I see more raw talent. His time on the Nets allowed him to be more free and play his game, but I haven't seen him add much to his game that wasn't already there. For example, D'Lo hasn't proven to be the best finisher, especially through contact. Curry consistently has been one of the best finishers in the league, finishing top 5 in field goal percentage in the paint amongst all players, including centers. Steve Nash is also a consultant shooting coach, which could further help Russell improve his efficiency. We could also see Russell taking another step in his game, and with guys like Curry and Clay there, he could learn a lot from those guys on how to be winners. Keep in mind that Russell wanted to be on the Nets after they gave him a shot. He seems like a loyal type, you know, after that whole snitching situation when he was still a teenager. And he's shown to be a Super Saiyan. When teams kick him in the dirt, he only gets stronger. So if the Warriors gave him a chance, they have a potential franchise point guard who in 4 years will be hitting his prime as both Curry and Clay age. Russell is that young player and talent you look for in the draft, so why trade him for smaller role players when he already brings so much to the table? Unless you're talking about defense. While he is 6'5" with a 6'10" wingspan, Russell has not been good defensively. He's not bad, he's alright in ISO defense, holding defenses to 31% shooting in ISOs, and he has all the tools to do it. Like I said, being around Klay Thompson might help him pick up some defensive techniques and make his game even better. But as of right now, he's just in defense. The Warriors are looking for a team that would offer players that would be a fit in the Warriors system, meaning 3-and-D guys that are unselfish. Trading Russell would mean either getting back $28 million in salary or trading to a team that has cap alongside strong role players on cheaper contracts. Now remember, the Warriors also trade Andre Iguodala away to clear cap space to facilitate the D'Angelo Russell sign trade. They also trade 2 first-round picks, one to the Grizzlies and one to the Nets. On top of that, they only had $10 million left in cap space, so they had to let go of Sean Livingston, who is a decent role player, Quinn Cook, and DeMarcus Cousins. This means they already lost one of the best role players in the NBA and a few other pieces that they would have had in Livingston and Cook just to get D'Lo. So that means to get back on what they gave up, they would need to at least get an Andre Iguodala caliber role player along with either some young talent or another high quality role player in return. Options like the Heat, who have a lot of slightly overpaid but good role players, seem like that could be a possible trade. But with players like Dion Waiters, Myers Leonard, Leonard, James Johnson, or Justice Winslow really be worth all what they lost? Not really. In fact, the only way to make up for these players and the picks lost would be to get a guy like Eric Gordon alongside with a guy like Danny Green. But no one team has two high quality role players with playoff pedigree on the same team besides probably the Raptors and Bucks. I don't think other teams would trade borderline stars like the level of Tobias Harris to the Warriors. And don't tell me Andrew Wiggins is an equivalent piece for a trade, cause he's not. So for what the Warriors have lost, I'm not sure how much they could really get back from a single team to help right now. Keep in mind that Curry is still in his prime years and Klay will be coming back later this season. Curry is a generational talent, and so the Warriors obviously want to have great players right now around Curry. D'Lo provides an all-star talent right now while also being a future piece that grows. I know D'Lo is not perfect, but for his upside and what he has shown he can bring, along with the fact that he's only 23 years old that helps him win now, the Warriors need to keep him. But what do you think? Should the Warriors keep D'Lo? How far can they go with Russell? Drop a like for D'Angelo Russell, cause he has ice in his veins. And to the 86% that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, and also follow me on Twitter. To all those that commented Kyrie Durant on my last video, you the real ones, and you are showing some crazy support. And if you stayed till this point, comment reloaded so I know. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Colton Thompson, and the all day notification shout goes to Christian Blake. Thanks for the all day support. Make sure to bell for all day notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button and join the all day community for more fire content, all day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.